Blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off of O, like the cover of Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
Well, we was gone for a week, but you know, these things happen. Mental breaks need to happen and retooling need to happen. So we here again. Let me just go ahead and introduce the pod. But before we do, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in again and thank y'all for being patient with us. This is season 3, episode 25. And we've never done a season this long because usually we cut it off like right before 20 or maybe go to 21. But here we are at 25. We got maybe a few more episodes because we still got some things to do. But thank you for tuning in. In the meantime, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and Black culture is elevated and embraced. This podcast will deep dive into modern Black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts from finances, music, Black business, highlights, home ownership, HBCUs, sports, Black nerddom, anime. We cover all that and everything in between. Live from the 7-5. I am the host and creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, your boy Ked the Pro, aka the Calculated Millennial, the Cutlass Diamond, aka don't be pushing all my buttons in my cutlass, unless you cutting, aka your favorite toxic adjacent king. Always chaotic, never toxic on most days. Back again once again for your favorite Black culture highlights and Black culture shenanigans. Well, needless to say, allergies have been affecting me as of late, which is why, you know, I had to take a little bit of a break. On top of the fact is that sometimes, you know, when you feel burnt out at work, it is what it is. And sometimes you just need a break away from everything, from podcasts, from doing work to just everything. But, you know, I'm still in good health. I'm still here. I actually went to church this morning. I feel good. I feel great. I am back 100% to my highest level, my highest capability. So we here. We got a special episode today, but before we do, of course, we have to introduce the usual suspects, starting with Miss Nasa. Let's go ahead and get your introduction first, ma'am.
Y'all already know what is good, what is goody, what's the day looking like is great. Because it's your girl Nasa, it's Nasa Baby, aka Tone the Water, female Picasso. Welcome to the station. And good vibes only. You already know what is going the fuck on. Okay, how is everybody doing? Because I'm feeling good. I've been in good spirits lately. And I'm very grateful and thankful to God that I'm in good spirits and He's giving me good spirits. How y'all doing?
Better know it.
Doing good.
Look,
doing good.
KJ, you ain't got to goddamn give me the alley-oop. I'm with you, bro.
All right, man.
Here. Yeah.
Run it up, run it up,
yeah,
run it up, run it up, run it up.
Good time. It's feeling good. We on the time, bro. Yeah. Good morning. You know what I'm saying? All my peoples, goddamn. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all got the usual suspects. Once again, it is always a pleasure having you two up here with me doing this shit. So yeah, we got some news to share, but of course we'll share it at the end of the episode. And with that, we have to introduce our guest. So it's the first time having them in this podcast here. I've shown up a few times on their space, so now I'm just thankful that they were able to show up on ours. So I'm not going to get too deep into introductions because I'm going to let them introduce themselves, but I wanted to introduce to you all the founder and the creative director of the AnimeLytical podcast. AnimeLytical, where shit gets critical. First and foremost, we have to introduce the soon-to-be Dr. Ashley Williams. Hey, Ashley, how you doing today?
Hello, everybody. What's popping? What's going on? How y'all chilling? You know what I'm saying? I'm just here excited for this interview. Super excited to join y'all. Yeah, and I'm super excited to get started. So
Hey, excellent. And then to the creative director, my boy, Mr. Johnny. How you doing today, sir?
Man, what it do, man? You know what I'm saying? Jay Lee Trey, aka Mooga Water DJ in the building. Johnny for short, Jay for short. That always works, man. What's up, y'all? Good morning to everybody. All that other good stuff, man. It's been a good day, man. How y'all doing, bro?
Doing good. So, to start off this podcast, what we always do is we always do a mental health check. We pretty much kind of got the basis of it, but we want to be sure that everybody's in a good mental space before we start everything. So, of course, y'all know how I felt. I told y'all my allergies were kicking my ass for like the last week and a half. But other than that, it's good. It's my birthday month. It was a good day outside. I'm in a good mood. I'm in good spirits. I did not expect to drink this episode, but obviously I got my drink here with me. So, I got to get on that kind of time. So that is what it is. So how's everybody else?
I ain't gonna go first. I ain't want to go first. Ash, you can go first. You can go ahead. I mean, because you about to be a doctor and shit. Like, tell these niggas, man.
Oh, I'm absolutely 100% stressed. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing else to it. Like, that's all I got. Yeah, stressed, exhausted. That's about it. So how you feeling, Johnny?
I am thankful. I wouldn't say stressed. I'm definitely tired, man. I'll be honest. Balancing work, life, creative, TikTok, podcast. I just want to say screw Jeff Bezos for the record. But I'm good though. Everything's good. There's no issues, yo. Like none at all. I can say that I woke up this morning blessed as ever, and I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% feel that, my brother. Yeah, it's I can say that. Screw Jeff Bezos and screw Elon Musk on top of that, man.
That's a motherfucking. Never mind. Let me tell you.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about, but yeah, y'all. Some of y'all. I don't know, y'all. Some of the people and even some of my brothers were talking about, the need for free speech is necessary on Twitter. I'm like, that's not the reason why I don't fuck with Elon Musk right now. But whatever, man. Do you? So, anyway, the greatest thing about doing this podcast is just being able to bring Black creatives together and show the world and show all the listeners exactly what we are doing outside of our normal 9-to-5s and what we're trying to do and trying to create. So, obviously this is an anime podcast, and y'all already know the anime little clip that I'm about to play will play in the background here when if you're listening to this episode. So we haven't talked about anime in a while this season, so yeah, we just got to get right back into it. I think last time we actually had a full discussion on anime, I had Ari in this joint. So yeah, it's about that time.
Chardonnay? Like Chardonnay?
Yes, like as in Sundari, as in yes.
Yeah. Good people right there.
Very, very good, very good. Such a kind-hearted person. So, Ari, if you're listening to this, definitely shout out to you. Definitely got to get you back on this platform as well, and hopefully the DreamCon meetup goes well. We looking forward to that shit. So, anyway, let's really get started. First and foremost, I really wanted to pose the question to Ashley, because when we look at all the different anime podcasts that are out there, this was something that was completely different and just completely crazy for the concept that you guys had. So I wanted to know, how did y'all get started with this, and really and truly what made you come up with the concept that you have now, as far as having 12 people on a podcast and doing kind of I don't want to call it chaotic, but it kind of is this chaotic situation that y'all had on Clubhouse before we get into the new stuff?
Great question. So yeah, I would just say the fact of the people that we have as mods right now have pretty much been with us since like season 1 of being on Clubhouse in general. We would always just like host rooms. We found out that all of us liked anime. We were kicking it, having amazing conversations. And then there was a point in time where I just called up Johnny and was like, we should make a podcast. And he was like, okay, let's do that. And we decided who the mods were, came up with the name AnimeLytical, where shit gets critical, deviated up certain jobs and like positions within the podcast. That's why you probably hear certain voices more than others. Everyone's definitely putting in 100% whatever their role is. And we keep it popping. And then I would say what makes us super unique about that is the fact that you could just roll up on a Hot Take Tuesday and hear your voice on our podcast. And we do that particularly to make us stand out because, you know, a lot of times people have to sit in the audience and not really get to participate outside of like tweeting or like DMing and things like that. So yeah, that's the one concept that we're going to keep for as long as we're around, you know, so everybody can hop on the podcast, give their little 2 cents, even if it's trash, garbage, dumpster fire, hot take, shit, they can still get it off. But if they're going to get it off, they have to get it off of facts. So we definitely be shutting niggas down over here for real. But, you know, we're friendly.
For the most part. Yeah. Hey, and you know what? To follow up with that, I am a witness to that because again, I've joined y'all on multiple episodes and, you know, gotten a chance to, you know, hear my voice and speak my thoughts and of course got a chance to fellowship. I just say that when they say shit gets critical, y'all, I'm letting y'all know like some of the wildest takes you will ever hear. And they have no problems shitting on your favorite anime. I kid you not. It is, if you are going into that room, be prepared to fight back because you want to make sure that you are on your game. I remember like maybe the second or third time I stepped in and everybody just started shitting on Isekai. And I'm just like, whoa, wait a minute. What the fuck? I had to come in like, wait a minute. I had to come in and defend that genre of anime just because I love Isekai. So there's that. But
hey, KJ, I was in the store. What happened? You said who don't mind shitting on anime?
Oh, I just said AnimeLytical does not care about your favorite anime. They will literally shit on it. Yeah. and not give a damn about it.
We will really run you through the mud. We'll be nice about it, maybe not too nice. I'm not nice. That's why I don't really talk too much because I just be getting a little too hot. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I said, you know what I mean? We in the room where things get critical. You know what I mean? They ain't say that shit because it's light. You know what I'm saying? They on kill shit. Yeah, that's my word for the summer.
Hey,
I'm on kill shit. I'm on point. I'm on time, baby.
So,
you know what I mean?
For those listening, if you ever get a chance to join them as part of their podcast, just know that they are always on Demon Time. This is not, we just on Demon Time for a couple minutes and then I'm gonna let you rock. No, they are literally always on Demon Time. So just be prepared to come and defend your anime. It come with facts and come with logical explanations on why, you know, you like anime, because there are a lot of anime that some of us may love or have no problem with that really get shit on in there because these group of people, these 12 individuals are really versed in anime and in manga. So just be on your shit. Anyway, with that in mind, tell me a little bit about the work that has to go into making this work. Obviously, you know, you're going to Clubhouse and, well, you were in Clubhouse and you're getting ready to move. By the time this episode airs, obviously y'all would have already made the move, but just talk to me about a little bit of work that goes into making this podcast work.
Go ahead, hey, Money, you got it, yeah.
Man, listen. You know what? Actually, John, I'm gonna let you take this one because you be the one really editing shit and putting shit out there and doing the graphics, you know. I'm just the face, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and tell them what it's about.
I can say, well, it's a two-part answer to that. So I can say, from a creative standpoint, our entire group of like 12 people are all creatives. You know what I'm saying? Like, so every single person has creative things they do outside of the podcast. So I'm gonna go through the list in a minute after I say what I have to say. But like, of course, we got rappers, we got obviously doctoral students. We got people that work in the creative industry. We got some people that work in the anime industry. People that are TikTok famous. People that kind of like have the knowledge and the skill for real, and also the versatility to get shit done.
Not to cut you off, needs to say y'all well versatile.
I was gonna say, Law, you kind of blanked out a little bit. Say that one more time, bro.
I was saying, nah, they well versed in they
One more time, bro.
They got everything from A to Z. They well versatile.
Oh, okay. We got you.
Yeah, so like I mean, most of the preparation that really just come from we do meetings like once a month. So this is like when everything gets, and Ashley is a great person to really tell like some of the human resources side of everything. Like she makes sure things are like scheduled correctly. We have meetings about topics, about different shit that we can hit. But everybody also has a creative input. Even though me having this label creative director, it's more of like a ensemble of ideas that just come together. Yes, Ashley is right. Graphic work, mixing and matching the podcast with my audio engineering experience, graphic design, shout out to Adobe and Canva. But even like, because a lot of people hear my voice all the time, and that I do want to get this straight since this is our first time actually saying that. I am not the fucking leader of AnimeLytical. Like niggas really be thinking that, bro. And I'd be like, no, that's not that. I just the one that speak the most because I was told to do that from day one. Ashley was very, very strict on the fact of, hey, listen, I got school to do. So I need you to kind of like be that nigga for a minute until I'm officially free. But it just works out as well because when Ashley comes on the mic, people mute up. And you're going to hear the term mute up a lot if you ever roll through our spaces or even in Clubhouse, because mute up is a thing. Mute up just stands for, hey, like you might be talking a little bit much or you might got some information you want to be quiet on, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, I think creatively, like it just comes down to an ensemble of people. Like all of us really got ideas and we just try to execute as much as we possibly can and do it in a timely manner in an organized fashion. Even though it looks chaotic, like you said, Ked, it does look and sound chaotic, but behind the scenes is very, very structured. So I give more credit to all of us versus just me.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, and I definitely appreciate the honesty there on how things are going. And as you said, like this is, I've always been told, okay, oh look, you might hear Johnny's voice the most, but obviously Ashley is busy, trying to get life together and things like that. And in all honesty, that's all that you can ask for because both of you, it really does take both of y'all. And I see that, yes, creative director is just the title that you've had, but at the same time, just seeing the work that both of y'all have put into this podcast shows that, hey, look, y'all working as a tag team and whoever else is working behind the scenes as well, y'all are making this happen. So I applaud y'all for being able to get this off the ground and being able to have the audience that y'all have, man. It's so dope just being able to listen to y'all whenever I get the opportunity. Because if I'm not a part of it, I'm usually like going on Spotify and listening to an episode I might have missed. So
hey, look, so I pulled up on NASA. We on time. So like I was gonna say, yeah, now I get a kudos and applaud because like, you know what I'm saying, when it come down to actually building with your people, you know what I'm saying? KJ, we experience this shit ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Not to take away from AnimeLytical, but like, bruh, we done through schedule changes, networking, all of that. Like we done had our own fair share of battles trying to make sure that we can, you know what I'm saying, create content. So y'all have over 10 plus, and I don't know the number for real, but I know it's a lot of y'all motherfuckers. So like, nah, for real. Like we just doing it with 3. And it's not a challenge, but it's a challenge. So I can only imagine having the numbers that y'all have to actually gain it and build on a stance. Like it's beautiful, and I applaud y'all. And I give y'all kudos. And regardless of whoever is the head honcho forerunner, it don't mean nothing because y'all all are talking about something that y'all love. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really about. It's funny because when I go out, most times it's by myself. Not because I'm a loner, but it's just one of them things. Like that's just how I move. So to be able to go out and communicate with people that don't know me from a hill of beans,
bruh, that speaks volumes. And people tell me like straight up, like, yo, I respect you because like you real live, you be on your shit. Anytime that I see you, you're not far from anything. You're right where you're supposed to be at. You know what I mean? And so like for real, for to have 10 plus people in one entity, goddamn stamping some shit, and that's the love behind it too. Because if somebody come into y'all space talking about some shit that they don't really know, they on y'all on their ass.
And when I tell you the gunshots be so motherfucking loud, bro, like it's
come on.
It was a joke at first that we kind of like got on people's head, and I actually would tell the same story like in the early beginning before we start recording anything. We would just be doing the rooms like on Clubhouse, but like people will know that. Well, this is during the time when there was a lot of anime spaces on Clubhouse. We kind of just took our grasp on that, but people knew that if you walked in our shit, like you better come correct, and if you don't, then we call you out. Yeah, that's a 100% fact. She's right. And what's even crazier is because, and this is something I did want to hit on too, in that I don't really see too many spaces besides our circles, and Ked know what I mean, you know, like the usual suspects. I don't see too many circles where like women really get a chance to get their shit off for real. You know what I'm saying?
Funny shit. So I hopped into, I don't know if you saw the For the Love of Panda.
Oh yeah, shout out Panda, man. Bestie, what's up?
Yeah, shout out Panda. Nah, they was pushing the agendas, but that shit was fun, bro. Like I got a chance to goddamn talk on shit. I feel like people got a chance to actually understand me. But like it's some real shit. So like when it comes down to Twitter Spaces, I get where it comes from, where, yeah, you hosting your space, but the people that come in may or not be on the same agenda that you trying to put down on. Like, you got people who they view you, but they don't support you.
Mm. You said something with that.
Mm-hmm.
You said something with that.
We know. I'm with you, but only from my standpoint. And it's fucked up because, again, I promote chaotic culture outside of social media, because when it comes down to chaotic culture, I'm trying to get people outside of the spaces that we're already in. So with that being said, I talk to the random person at the bar, or the random person in the grocery store, or, you know, my neighbors in the neighborhood, or even still some people at church. I just give them the discretionary, like, look, I apologize for any words that you heard, but like, it's a real speak type podcast. Mm-hmm. So like what we doing, and with anime, you know what I'm saying? Everybody and anybody can watch anime. But when you come into AnimeLytical, where the things get critical, if you're not really about to stand behind what the fuck you talking on, you got some niggas coming for your ass. That's a fact. You feel me?
To comment, I will say that I definitely respect y'all, because as you said, a lot of spaces and a lot of times that we've seen, whether it was in our spaces or even in random spaces, a lot of women don't get the opportunity to, you know, as you say, get their shit off. And it's crazy because a lot of the women that we fuck with on Twitter spaces or even in Clubhouse before, whether it was in Anime After Dark or whatever space we in, a lot of these women have a deeper knowledge of anime and manga than one that we give them credit for, and two, maybe even more than us. So
and
it's
three,
just like,
they ain't gonna goddamn hear no bullshit. So if you coming with DBZ, Black Clover, the basic shit, bro.
You telling me as a grown ass man, you're telling me as a grown ass man, you still 100% out here fucking watching Dragon Ball Z every day. Yo, how's the relationship with your father? Are y'all okay? How's the relationship with your dad? You talk to him, nigga? Because clearly you don't. Clearly Goku is your father, because that's the only reason you still watching DBZ to this day.
Hey,
And ladies and gentlemen, that is a slight taste of what the fuck Ashley will tell you niggas if you ever try to even
Step
think
on
about
their
oh
neck.
man, bro,
Step
I
on
need
their
a
neck.
soundboard.
No
Step
funny
on their neck.
shit.
Don't let up.
No funny shit. I love y'all. Swear to God. And look, yeah, I'm new to the anime fact for the fact that I'm on the basic shit. I got to go out and search for the things that I want to watch and see.
Mm-hmm.
But because I have people who are well versed, they give me suggestions. They tell me where I need to be at so that I'm still on time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
until
sir.
I get to the point where I'm on time, that's that. But I know my basics. So you can talk to me about anything off the basics. When we got down, get into the advanced shit, I might have a couple points I can rap on. Like, I'm gonna just throw one out there, JJK.
you preaching on some gospel now. I see what you're doing. Go ahead.
That's that. But look, I don't know enough about JJK because I'm still both reading and watching. And you know, watching is shortened to the actual reading.
You know, reading is fundamental. I'll be telling niggas that.
Oh,
Podcast every day. Reading is fundamental. Pick up a book.
Amen. Nah, so what was you about to say real quick?
No, I was just gonna say, kind of like piggybacking off of what Law said. I mean, I'm still very much so a beginner when it comes down to anime. So I've been kind of quiet, as y'all can see. I've been a little bit quiet, but that's okay, because I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna catch up, okay, too. But I think it's really interesting just having like this type of energy, like when it comes down to just like watching anime, and I think that is absolutely great. So. Hold that thought, baby. Hold that thought, because I'm coming, okay? And I will give you enough facts about these anime shows. Okay, let me catch up first.
I feel that. Hey, no, take your time. Look, this is not a race. Look,
At all.
Marathon.
It's a marathon, sweetheart.
Come on.
Yes.
Shout out to Nipsey, TMC.
Indeed. Look,
Marathon continues.
I will say that because I took not a long break from anime, but I took a significant break, and it was through listening to Anime After Dark and Worst Gen and Blanime that it like re-sparked my love for it. I'm like, yo, I'm about to go back and dive into this shit and remember why I loved it so much. So sometimes it takes that spark. It's just that one little spark. But as Ashley said, when we talk about super mainstream anime and the shit that everybody likes to talk about when it comes to DBZ or when it comes to shit that everybody already knows about, like, what was the point? What was the point of you coming into this room? Because
not to cut you off. Look, I came into my anime factor not off of Naruto, not off of DBZ. I came into that shit watching IGBX.
Damn, nigga.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
And niggas don't like mech anime. I know that.
I love mech.
Well, listen, me and Ked.
But nah.
Shout out to episode 32.
That shit.
We had a nice little conversation about Gundam. Yes.
Yes, sir.
IGPX, bro. That was my shit, bro. Cause like, not even from the writing side of it, just visually. Like, I fuck with Transformers. You know what I mean? So, like, you know what I'm saying? You go into some shit, you got 3 forms. You got your battle form, you got your race form, and then you got your OG form, like, just what your mech looks like. Bruh, you can't.
You know Transformers is an anime, too, right? It's not really a cartoon, for real.
I've been trying to tell people that. Like,
yeah,
look,
Transformers is anime, for real.
You look really, at Transformers, and I'm not talking about even the 80s. If you go back to like from Transformers Armada to Energon, like that was Japanese animated. So that goodness gracious, I could sit here and talk about Transformers for days too, because Beast Wars, from Beast Wars on was my shit. But let me actually ask the question. Because I don't know if I know this about y'all, but what was the first anime that you ever watched?
Ashley she about to shut this bitch down.
All right.
Hey,
So
Samurai, not to cut you off.
It wasn't Afro Samurai. So
for me, it was Afro.
Oh, it was Afro Samurai for you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Samurai. So my very first anime when I was 6 years old, watching it on Toonami, was Rurouni Kenshin. And I will say this on this podcast, I will say this on any podcast, I will challenge anybody. I am the Rurouni Kenshin person. It is me. I know all. I was a kid, I was writing episodes that I wanted to see into the show. Like, I was like, oh man, this would be a really cool episode. Like, I know everything. I know all. So that was my first anime that got me into anime. Outside of that, I would definitely say that it's my brother that really put me on. Like, shout out to him. He's probably gonna listen to this. But yeah, he really put me on. Really, like, he actually made me. This is why I'm a little critical. But before I watched the first episode, of Rurouni Kenshin, and the first question I asked, I was like, yo, why does he have that X on his face, right? My brother, who's already purchased all of the manga of Rurouni Kenshin, told me that I cannot watch another episode until I read the entire manga series. The entire manga series.
Word. Hey, Miss Ashley, look, I got a question for you. How you feel about Yasuke?
Oh, it's garbage. It's trash. Yo, shout out to the No, hold on. No. Let me come correct. Let me, you know what? Let me come correct though. Let me come correct. I'm gonna be honest.
And look, it was funny.
It's absolute trash. It's garbage. It's garbage, dumpster fire, water. I don't know what. Listen, the music was bomb. The animation top tier.
The music was fire.
Well, no,
right? Shout out to Lotus for the music. But let me tell you something. The writing, it wasn't even about Yasuke. It was about some little white girl. What the fuck? How the fuck are there mechs in the first episode? How we're samurais about the first black samurai, but we got mechs, we got magic, we got bears transforming into humans, bruh.
Nigga, this the funny part about Yasuke, yo. Me and Ashley talk all the time, we really close and shit. So like the day it came out, because we were both super hype about it. This is the problem I think what happened with Yasuke, just from a more analytical portion. You look at it from the marketing standpoint, right? They marketed like Yasuke as this historical black fucking character that was the first ever black samurai in Japan, right? So when you market shit like that, we come down to Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. That gives people the inclination to be like, especially us, we like, oh shit, like representation in that world, like, oh wow, a lot of people did research on Yasuke. We did it ourselves, like we was really trying to like figure it out. But the moment we turned that first episode on, like I'll never forget this. We was on the phone at the same time. I was in Michigan, she was in Georgia. I ain't even moved to Georgia yet. I literally like watched the TV show. I said, was that a fucking mech in the right-hand part of the screen? And she said, get the fuck out of here. That wasn't a mech. Because we started at the same time. We'd be like 3, 2, 1, the old school way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to watch stuff together, you'd be like, hey man, 3, 2, 1, click. You know what I'm saying? So we see at the same time, I said, oh nah, this shit is terrible. Because we was both free that day. I didn't go to work that day. I think you was like free. You didn't like go to school. Like you didn't do no schoolwork that day. So we were just like, we're going to finish this shit. And literally at 4 p.m., we opened a room in AnimeLytical on a Clubhouse and was like, Yasuke was a waste of fucking time. On top of that, 100 people came in. On top of that, some of the rivals that we were talking about that don't really fuck with you, but they be fucking with you, but they really don't. They come in trying to cap on the show. And we like, nah, bro, this shit is ass. And Ashley knows who the writer is. She knows Nick Jones Jr. Like, she knows him. She told him, like, hey, like, I would love to interview you because there's a lot of polarizing opinions about this shit. And that's something that we're going to end up doing still, but it's still crazy how, like, the marketing really fucked that show up. And regardless of the music, regardless of how the art looked, shout out to Map, all the other shit, it was a waste of goddamn time, bro. It was a waste of time.
I'm not even gonna cap. Okay, so like I know that we were on the topic as far as like what was our first anime, and that question popped up because I feel like that was the first anime that I actually saw.
For real?
I'm sorry.
Ain't no joke.
I'm sorry, G.
I really don't think, like, I think that was just because I wasn't really like into, like, maybe
No, everybody come into it at different times.
I feel like that was like the first time I actually like witnessed
Afro
like an
Samurai
actual...
was my first like true, and like Afro Samurai to me is some nigga shit. Like
no, like
niggas who truly watch cartoons or they be on Adult Swim.
Right.
If it wasn't Afro Samurai, it was Samurai Jack. That's still
Mass, I got a question for you. So my question is, what did you watch as a kid? Like, did you ever see like Sailor Moon or?
I definitely watched Sailor Moon. Well, I really didn't watch Sailor Moon like that, but I definitely watched Samurai Jack.
That might be your first anime then.
Nah, mine was
Samurai Jack was my fucking show. Let's not play.
Yeah,
like,
that's your first anime. Don't claim Yasuke. I'm doing that for a reason. Don't claim
Yasuke. I didn't know if this is an anime or not. I just liked
was my first shit. That's literally how I got introduced into the world of anime, Japanese culture, all that shit. No, IGPX. It's a mech anime.
Oh, I think I also saw.
All right, you know Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
So it's the same shit.
Oh, okay.
But they just racing the robots.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I asked that question,
I know for a fact that Samurai Jack was a good a staple in my childhood.
Yeah. If that's the first thing you watched, then claim it.
That was the first thing I would watch.
Like,
claim that.
If
please
claim that.
It would have had to been Avatar, but I don't know if Avatar.
You can claim that.
You can. I will watch that show down. Okay.
Look, Ashley be like,
are you sure this is really anime? Are you sure this is really anime?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's the only two that I could really say that like I guess is on the anime type of side. I don't know if I can consider Avatar an anime, more so like
it's not
a cartoon.
I mean, it's not, but at the same time, you got a lot of motherfuckers who ride for Avatar.
Okay, and I'll ride for a fucking Avatar.
Oh well, yeah.
Fucking ride for Avatar.
And if you're not riding for the actual Avatar series that came out, bro, a lot of people ride for that shit too. And I believe that shit's a comic book.
It is a comic book. And if you ain't
they do have a comic series out.
Yeah, comic book, not manga. That's all I gotta say.
And again, I understand that, comic book versus manga. Yeah, there's the separation, but
the series was fire. Can't nobody stand that.
Hey, look,
the series was fire.
and the main reason why I said that, Avatar for you is okay to claim only because it's anime inspired, and I think I believe it was like a Korean studio that kind of animated it. If I'm not so you know what, you're fine in that regard. So I would say claim anything else except Yasuke, please, as your first, because Yasuke. oh my god!
I will say this about Yasuke.
Yasuke was goddamn garbage juice.
Yeah, go ahead, Ashley.
I will say this about Yasuke. On like the more critical end, the fact that it profited off of like a Black character.
I mean, yes, I give it kudos to the fact that they promoted Black people. But plot and the fact that and after that was straight garbage, bro. Like,
and that's the thing. Like the thing about it is that it didn't need, the story itself is good. Like Rurouni Kenshin is actually based off of real, like Batosai the Manslayer during that time, right?
No, they try to tie in too many entities and too many, like, if Yasuke was supposed to be something that was supposed to go for a couple seasons, they fucked it up in the first 2 episodes. Because you brought in magic, you brought in mechs, you brought in all of the shit that is supposed to be on longevity type shit.
I think for me, I just didn't really understand the plot. Like maybe,
and that's the other thing.
I didn't really understand the plot.
The plot understanding was
because there was a lot going on just within the first episodes, and there was only like 4 episodes.
So, I think it was 6, but let me go back to Ashley real quick, because if we're it's all good, it's all good. So with you comparing Rurouni Kenshin obviously to Yasuke, and we see those the different parallels of what's supposed to be a historical anime versus whatever we got with Yasuke. tell me, for those of us who kind of came in with that, what are some good anime that you think would a person like to watch if they were into like the historical shit? Because obviously I have a few in the back of my head, but we want to like get your opinion because we also know that isn't Rurouni Kenshin also supposed to come out with like a reboot?
That is correct.
Yes, it's actually coming out with it's, I wouldn't even call it a new season. The chapters that came out recently with the manga were actually already written. You know, the mangaka got caught up in some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all know. Yeah.
Paid his dues. You know what I'm saying? What he had to do. You'll leave that alone. But yeah, it's picked up right where it left off. It's definitely coming out. I don't remember the year. Johnny's the person with the years and the dates when shit come out.
23 next year.
23 next year, yeah. So I'm, you know me, I'm 100% excited. I would definitely say when it comes to historical anime, because history is my shit. Like that's what I got my bachelor's in, U.S. history. So I'm a sucker for a good historic anime. So I would definitely say outside of your Rurouni Kenshin, there's definitely, let me think, something that really gives me that historical feel. There's this one anime that's out that's like specifically about the Shinsengumi. There's also one that isn't really like historical in the sense of like, okay, these were real people, but I'm gonna just fucking say it. A lot of the elements of Demon Slayer, at least with the setup that it has and with the time that it's happening, a lot of that stuff is very historically accurate. The way that, if I can just pull specifically from the fact of when Tanjiro first saw like the train for the first time and what those cities actually looked like, the idea around what villages look like at that time. So that's also a really good one if you're looking for those like historical elements. I would also say, what's another good one? I'm like looking at my manga collection. The Kaguya Ninja Scrolls is also a really good one. That's more of like a light novel. That's also a really great one. And then I'm trying to think of another one that's like historical.
You mind if I give you one?
Oh, go ahead, because I'm drawing a blank for some reason.
I was gonna definitely say just on the fucking tip of my tongue. Vinland Saga would be another one. Even though it's like newer, Vinland Saga is definitely realistically based on like how not pirates, but just that pirate era per se, or the Vulcan era, if you want to call it, be technical.
Right.
That's
so correct me if I'm wrong. Are you talking about My Hero, or are you just talking about a Vinland Saga, like the actual anime?
No, that's the actual anime.
The actual anime Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's on my list to watch. But every time I hear Vinland Saga, I think of My Hero because, you know, they are dealing with their own type of the villain side of things. You know what I'm saying? And I get it.
Oh, another one. I think a lot of people don't really see it like this, but I definitely see Fullmetal Alchemist as a historical anime. And the reason why I say that is because the time of when it came out, like where it's set in the actual anime itself, along with the battles that were going on with the Ishvalans and like the war there, and even a lot of the historical stuff around alchemy, because alchemy was something that was practiced, of course, not to the scale of Fullmetal Alchemist, right? But there were alchemists, there were actual like homunculi, you know what I'm saying? Like these things were things that were practiced, regardless of either being a religion or just spiritual practices. These were things that actually occurred. They're like Google it, Google Philosopher's Stone, Google the history of alchemy, all of those things. Those things are real. Those things are there. So that's also another one that I feel like a lot of people don't really see as like a historical based anime. But listen, the time frame, the things that were going on, you know, it's there.
Hey, now if you know Merlin and you know Excalibur, you're gonna be able to tie into Fullmetal Alchemist. Alchemy ain't anything new. You know what I mean? So like when it comes to Fullmetal Alchemist and like you talking about, you know what I'm saying, you got a forge and fire and you stamping out your blade. If you know this shit, you're gonna be able to relate to this shit. And that's kind of where I feel like there's a disconnect when it comes to actually building on anime and the genre itself. You know, people don't really give a series a chance because they can't buy into it. But nah, if you follow Harry Potter, you can follow Full Metal Alchemist.
That's a hell of a fucking comparison. I love that.
Yeah. Definitely. Johnny, I don't think you ever told us what your first anime was, bro.
Yeah. So there's two. Shout out to my dad, rest in peace. God bless the dead. My dad actually was already like into like martial arts and shit like that. I'm also like deep into martial arts myself. I'm MMA trained, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. So I was already into like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, watching shit in subtitles. So the subtitle thing was never a problem for me. But the first thing I ever seen anime wise was Akira. And that was on the black box back in the day.
Stop playing.
HBO.
I was watching on that shit.
Yeah, Akira was my shit. The whole motorcycle situation. Shout out to the fashion. Like for people that follow me on Instagram, they know like I'm big into fashion. That's part of the reason why. But then the second thing was shout out to my nigga Jubei, but it was Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll was monumental for me because, as like Ashley says with the whole Rurouni Kenshin situation, Ninja Scroll was actually set like in a real time period where motherfuckers was actually really solo getting to the shits. So Jubei, who was the main character in Ninja Scroll, was really like a loner. That's all he was. He still took care of business. He was very, very trained in what he had going on. He also had a master, just like Rurouni Kenshin had a master too. But Ninja Scroll really like changed like my outlook. And then the third one to kind of completely put the full circle on it was Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. That was the first thing my dad played.
Okay. We're giving multiple, bro.
You said what?
I was like, I didn't know we're giving. Oh shit! No, go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
What was you about to say?
She said she didn't know you were giving multiple.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I mean, I got a list. You know what I'm saying? Is that what we do?
No. I wasn't trying to really give multiples, but it's like a fully encompassed like circle because that whole circle kind of like developed my entire like anime outlook. Because if it wasn't for getting into karate first, then transitioning into Muay Thai boxing at an early age, to then looking at Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and Ip Man, shit like that. This is early day Ip Man. This is before Ip Man came out, so this is well before that.
Hey, no funny shit. You resonate with Rock Lee, Guy Lee heavy.
Yes, I do. Actually, I do. That's actually my second favorite character.
That's
in Naruto.
basic anime. Naruto. That's you know what I'm saying. I will say like on a whole tip for real, if it came down to me having to resonate with somebody, I resonate with Buddy from Black Clover.
Which one?
Asha. You know what I'm saying?
I think Black Clover's trash, but continue.
Look, and I'm not mad about that opinion. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Asha, he came into some shit. He didn't have nothing. But he came out the mud. He worked out hella. He got himself to the point where he could goddamn battle his demon and goddamn conquer that bitch, bro. Like, I mean, again, it's just my opinion. It's my viewpoint. But I feel like he realized he stamped on what he wanted to see. Fuck not being able to goddamn have magic. You know what I'm saying? That's like a real live underdog story. Like Naruto, he was born with a gift that he truly didn't understand until he grew up to come into it. Nah, Asha didn't have shit from the beginning. He was born to be an orphan, and I'm standing behind that shit.
Well, funny that you comment on that because I know that Black Clover is taking a break here because of course the mangaka needs to get healthy, and of course it's going to be their last arc. I will say that if Black Clover don't give you nothing else, it'll give you a crazy ass plot twist. If nothing else,
they'll also give you multiple studios because nobody would have picked that shit up for real.
That's another fact.
Yes. And now look, you ain't lying. Hey, Ashley, look, I ain't never gonna negate you on anything that you speaking on because I know you get critical. You feel me? So like, look, I'm not negating you. I am gonna also pay Black Clover the respect and homage that they need. You know what I'm saying? They out here battling just like all of the top shit doing. Because I'm telling you, if JJK were to put out a bad episode or a bad chapter, everybody be on their head.
They did.
Yeah.
And everybody was on their head.
They
like,
did.
I'm speaking real shit.
I mean, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand every show gets a bad chapter. You know what I'm saying? Bad episode. Granted, I mean, when it's over like 60%, though, I mean, it's fine. But I completely respect your opinion about Black Clover. I also know a lot of Black Clover fans, so I'll be shitting on them too, for real.
But like I'm saying, from month to month. All right, so like, and again, it's a basic ass anime. I be reading the super chapters, and right now where I feel super is at is not what I got left off on when I watched Broly.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying he knows it's a basic, but yeah, I mean, he's not wrong because.
Oh.
Wait, hold on, what happened?
He was ready for
that's one of the things that we say, bro. When we say I'm gonna mute up, that means we're gonna keep our opinion to ourselves. We ain't gonna say shit.
Nah, so look, that, and again, I believe in communication. So look, I get it. DBZ is basic as hell. If you ain't watched DBZ up until Super and you ain't hip, you ain't on shit. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these last couple chapters that they writing, they're getting to their climax point, which is why a lot of people bought into DBZ in the first place.
Not to cut you off, Law, but like this is funny that you said that because this past episode on AnimeLytical, we kind of gave, and we never do this. I should be the first one to tell you. We gave Dragon Ball Z its flowers. Shout out to College Kid on Twitter with 2K.
Oh, did that shit, not me.
You funny as hell. But Dragon Ball Z on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, turned 33. You know, from the first episode, it came out in April 26, 1987. Yeah, so 33 years ago, it was the beginning. And the question that was posed at the time was, is it the greatest anime of all time? Now, obviously, all of us said no. But is it in the top 10 for just impact, influence, and what it done for particularly, I think, Western anime culture? Because we like to split it up. We give it the props.
No, it's historic. Not everything is goddamn glory, but it's historic. They have etched their own weight into anime history.
I mean, Goku with plot armor, but yes, you're right.
Well, yeah, and
I mean, because it's always the conversation of, oh, is Goku stronger than such and such main character?
And we shut that down every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not negating that fact, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like,
so
the fact that Goku is still a prominent factor in, I won't even say the new age type shit, Goku is still prominent. Regardless of if people don't feel that he can goddamn beat somebody ass. Nah, it's hella strong niggas out here. And Goku ain't met that shit. But if I can, bro, I'm telling you, if I knew an animator who could goddamn put Goku in the same scenario with some of the top guns, it would hush a lot of the talk where people talking on, where they trying to put, bro, what's the dude off of JJK, white hair? He got the voice.
Gojo?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, put up against Sailor Moon.
There you go. Now you talk.
Oh man, those conversations are always good. Speaking of,
but that's what I'm saying. But like an animator who could do that,
you finish, love.
Or like, you know what I'm saying, you get somebody who can actually make connections for all of these different creators to make a, just like they do with regular TV type series and do a cross series, like NCIS New York versus Miami, and they come and do a collab. Bruh, you do that shit with 4 to 5 of the prominent mangas, that shit would be crazy.
Well, I think in some anime culture you do have instances of crossovers, but it really just depends on the animators, and I guess it depends on the creators as well, because I know that Toriyama has a lot of crossovers with a lot of his characters outside of DBZ that have come in contact with characters from DBZ. But I do want to point out, because Ashley had mentioned Sailor Moon, the trailer for Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Cosmos actually just dropped not too long ago.
It did. I'm excited.
And honestly, I'm gonna be real. I did not expect that they were going to do another movie, because I thought that they would probably do another 12 episode season. Since this will be the final season of the real story of Sailor Moon, or the story that has been actually translated from the manga. But I am looking forward to it. Because I think the last two movies, even though I felt that they were kind of rushed, it still got to the point of the actual arc, and I mean, it kind of made sense why they would kind of keep it short, because the arc itself wasn't that long. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that movie, and I'm hoping that we get to see how it really ends, because I will be the first to tell you that yes, I watched the entire Sailor Moon when I was little, and even found the 5th season when it was still being allowed to play on YouTube. And I realized fairly quickly, as much as I am a Power Rangers buff, the Monster du Jour kind of trope gets old really fast as you get older. So, and I realized that as an adult, still watching Power Rangers and shit, I'm like, yeah, the monster of the day kind of thing, I don't know how much I could take of it. I'm like, yo, can we get to the point?
Yeah,
please?
they got it. I feel like for real. So like, and I'm gonna give a caveat into like Hollywood. A lot of the movies that we've seen, they not original. It's been something that they've been pitching for years and years. Like, look at Netflix series Squid Game. It took him damn near 10 years to actually get produced and on some shit. So when it came to like Power Rangers and things that we've been watching since we were young, you know what I'm saying? They gotta revamp the shit and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying give the villains the light, but open the season with the villains goddamn plotting on some shit, and then the goddamn superheroes are figuring it out. Like, it's always the superheroes trying to goddamn figure out, or they're living their regular basic life, and they going and saving the day. Nah, spin it.
Well,
to keep the mind captivated.
The problem with that law is that a lot of the Power Ranger series the 100% of the Power Ranger series is based off of Super Sentai, and Sentai, if you know, in Japanese, has a specific trope that they follow each and every time, and it does not break. So you might get a few twists and turns in those series, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be the heroes fighting the monster, struggling with themselves, finding a way to overcome not only the struggles within their team, but also finding a way to overcome that monster, be it with their new weaponized weapons or their Zords or their, mech, and saving the day. So it follows a specific trope. And I think that's why, granted, while that might get a little stale in our eyes, that's why Power Rangers has been able to exist for so long, is because it's a trope that works for younger audiences. So,
right. You took the words right out of my mouth, because I was going to tell you, like, again, I still catch an episode every now and again. I be up. So like, I see the goddamn episodes, bro. As somebody who's been watching, it's been years on end. So like, the same rhetoric get old, bro. You got to switch it up. And I know for a fact, I just said this shit on Chaotic Culture. Whenever the episode drops, when they start switching it up and they heard what I said, bro, I want my royalties. You gotta switch it up, because it's real shit, bro. Like, we've been seeing the goddamn superhero get his ass beat, figure out, okay, this is what it was, why I got my ass beat, and then come back and be the top dog. No. So some shit where the goddamn villain got the one up, he get the second one up, and then you turn around and then the superhero win. You know what I'm saying?
I would feel like that would be better if it was like
just for viewing purposes.
Just like a to be continued. I feel like that would be better, for like a to be continued type.
Correct, and that's the aspect.
Everybody, like a first episode.
They get a plot A to B.
Like the first episode is really focused on
bring it back. Don't be on no Halloween special or no anniversary special. Like on a regular ass week when you finna drop, throw a plot twist in there.
I definitely get what you're saying. Like I feel like it's just like you're saying, like have the plot of the villain first. Kind of give that basis, and then almost like a to be continued.
To comment, I will say that there are times where Power Rangers and Super Sentai in general may go a different route. Just as an example, if anybody remembers Power Rangers in Space, for the first time we got to see a villain humanized. So for those who remember that series, Astronomer was the sibling of the main protagonist, which was Andros, the Red Ranger. But if Power Rangers does that more often, it can really make a compelling story. But again, just to go back to, when it comes to series like that, which I'm glad Sailor Moon has gotten back to its original roots for the manga and has given us something different instead of, Monster of the Day. I think when it comes to Super Sentai, it's really kind of hard to break that because, again, most of the material is coming straight from the Japanese source, be it a few twists and turns there as far as Americanizing the story. But with that, I just have a question for our guest here. I just wanted to, because I know that we kind of heard a little bit about it, but I just wanted to know your feelings about, the new Sailor Moon movie that's about to come out.
For me, actually, we know this too anyway. Like, I love Sailor Moon for real. Her brother be trying to clown me. It'd be funny as hell. But Sailor Moon is legit like my first ever like magical girl anything. And I have an affinity towards that. But I think the movie is gonna finally, because I read the manga completely. I'm actually trying to get all the books now. But to finally put the climax on it and shut it down officially the right way. Not saying that the OG 90s jump, shout out Vonnie and AnimeLytical because that's his shit. Not saying that the OG 90s version isn't good. I just think that from Sailor Moon Crystal, that's if you want to go in order, Sailor Moon Crystal will get you through the initial first part. Then you go through the two movies that just came out on Netflix. Then this third one. I think with the third one, it's going to finally put everything together and you'll finally see the Cosmo Sailor Moon power, which we argue with against the Goku argument, because this particular power that Sailor Moon has, she bends space, time, the atmosphere, the presence of existing. She does a lot of different things that not a lot of characters in any anime series can even touch. So for me personally, I'm ready to see it. And I'm also agreeing with you, kid, with that trope. I'm glad they got back to the OG way, which is giving us the Sailor Scouts, give us little Chibi Moon, give us all those things that like people loved, or even characters that they never seen before, and really give us some of the plot and the story that we deserve. But go ahead, Ashley.
No, I mean, like, I agree. I'll be honest, I'll be the first one to say it. I wasn't a big Sailor Moon fan when I was a kid. I wasn't a big fan of like, the super powerful girl all of a sudden can't be super powerful because she's getting tripped over a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, come on now. But it's like, what? Every time? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But definitely when I've grown a lot older, because I got back into it by watching Sailor Moon Crystal. Just because the original for me was like, but Sailor Moon Crystal really hit for me. That's what really got me into it. The last movie, I think it was a hit or miss. It wasn't bad, I mean, I wouldn't put it in like, it's not like top tier, but it wasn't bad. I'm just hoping that a lot of the stuff that like Johnny just mentioned, and with it going back to like the manga more so, I just hope it gets a lot of those elements back in there that made Sailor Moon as great as it was. So
yeah, and the reason I think I brought that up is just because when you talk to a lot of people, they will hold on to nostalgia for as long as they can, and it's just like something about that 90s anime. Yes, which is always why I make the argument between like, if you're watching the OG Dragon Ball Z funny dub and the Dragon Ball Kai, why I appreciate Kai more you
I
know.
don't
But
see why
getting off the
people
subject of Dragon Ball Z, when it comes to
Yeah.
Sailor Moon,
Yeah, because
it's like
they won't fuck with DBZ, but they'll fuck with the spinoff or the remake or the new like at the end
I'm
of the
saying
day,
like no, but
if
there are
you
people
fuck
who
with
will
the
hold
genre,
on
you
to the
fuck with
OG
it.
and
You
not
goddamn
give
right you are.
the updated version a chance because the music changed or because you know they want to hold on to their childhood. And it's just like, yo, just give it the chance and actually take a look into it because you'll see that if we're talking in terms of, and I'm gonna get off the Dragon Ball in a minute. If we're talking in terms of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Kai, Kai is more accurate and depicted to the manga and actually gives the actors a chance to, the voice actors a chance to actually be those characters because they've been those characters for years and now they're experienced and they have a much better script in the comparison between the 90s Sailor Moon and now we see the actual story of the manga and we see that Sailor Moon is not getting bailed out by a tuxedo mask every other episode. You actually get a chance to see Sailor Moon's
Say
power.
that shit twice, kid.
Yes. And on top of the fact that we actually get to see that tuxedo mask does more than just throw a damn rose.
Say that shit twice,
and,
kid.
like, you see his actual powers and his limits. So it's like, damn, son, like, where was all of this in the 90s? It was all about, oh, the magical girl. But then when the magical girl's in a pinch, oh, here comes Tuxedo Mask here to do absolutely fucking nothing. And then you get this at the Sailor Moon Crystal, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Sailor Moon actually powerful as fuck, but damn, man, and then she's going through some real shit too. Outside of that, goddamn. But still, you know, that's just something that was on my heart. But we actually get to see, you know, Usagi be Usagi and Usagi be what she's meant to be, as the creator wanted her to be. So that's why I can appreciate this series a whole lot more. And yeah, Ashley, the movies, they were rushed. It was like, you know, this probably could have been made into maybe a 6 or 7 episode arc because I mean, the arc goes fast, but even still, like, it probably deserved that because I love Dark Moon Circus. It's one of my favorite arcs, but if not my favorite arc, but still, I'm also ready for this movie. Moving on, we definitely want to talk about some of the newer anime that has definitely dropped this spring. If any of you have been paying attention.
Well, before we get into that, I really do have to ask this question. Like in regards to the Sailor Moon movie, is it going to be live action or is it just going to be just the
That's anime.
No, it's animated.
Okay, cool. And where can I find it? And actually, to be honest, I have a question for you, lovely people. Shut up. I have a question for you, lovely people. What, as a beginner of anime, what is a good show I should start off with?
Ashley already said it. Demon Slayer.
That is definitely a good one. I would say, the question I always ask is like, what genre do you typically watch? Is it just regular TV? I'm
more of an action.
Hold on, give her. Well, no, you said action. That's like generic type.
I mean, granted, just action.
Talking about like action. Slice of life.
If we're talking about movies like Mortal Kombat,
so you like action?
Fighter, action.
Gotcha.
I've seen all the Transformers.
Baki. Baki would be good.
Ooh, nah, Baki.
Hajime no Ippo.
Yes, agreed.
What's the jump? Thor Ragnarok? Oh, not Ragnarok.
You thinking of Marvel, bro?
Yeah,
yeah, I did the same shit, yo. I was like,
it's a is it
Record of Ragnarok is what you're talking about?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that was trash. Don't do that. But
yeah, don't do that.
And then okay, so how you feel about King and Ashura?
King of Ashura is the baby Baki, bro.
I don't know.
That's why I'm just.
I know that, but like she asked for like baby.
Baki.
Like,
Baki is the one.
Baki is the one. Okay,
now watch King too. King is
Nasa, I'm gonna say if we doing Baki, I'm gonna put you on. Start with Baki the Grappler. You may have to look for it online, but start with Baki the Grappler. Then go to Netflix and watch Baki and Baki Hama in that order.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Megalo?
Megalobox?
Megalobox? Yeah.
I'm trying to see. Okay, I think
we're not actually giving that.
I'm not. Look, I'm talking Netflix.
So they
I
said
mean,
not
but like
making no
for
box.
somebody who
Let's
hasn't
see.
been watching anime
Okay,
and
have
they
you guys
want to
seen
watch something
Castlevania?
that's action.
Yes.
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 Watch Castlevania.
Castlevania is
Watch
great.
I actually
Castlevania.
love that.
Watch that shit.
How
Eat
you
it
on?
up.
I've seen all episodes of Castlevania, so I'm
No,
getting
because
with
here's the
that
thing.
one.
Here's the thing, right?
Okay.
I remember I had the game Castlevania on my Nintendo DS.
Oh, period.
Back in the day when I was in high school. So when they came up with the anime, I was like, hey, yo.
Yeah, they did good with that. They did good. And I'm
look,
actually going to
this is coming
rewatch
from
that.
somebody.
They did good.
Their
They did
mom
good.
Dukes wasn't letting them watch no vampire, no werewolf, none of that. I had to go.
I will say, if you
gain
like
my knowledge for
Castlevania,
myself. No, Castlevania is
if
tough.
you like
I
Castlevania,
fuck
you
with
should
Blade.
definitely watch.
Like, that's why I'm trying to see how Marvel finna go. Not to cut you off, Ashley. Like all that Marvel shit that's getting ready to come out.
Like I love Marvel, I love DC, I love Marvel.
Oh, My Hero Academia.
I love Transformers. I love
Yeah, I'm about to say that too.
My
Actually.
Hero Academia.
My Hero was definitely a good.
Hey,
recommendation.
Castlevania was like I saw that
All right,
entire the entire all those seasons. Yeah,
regular shit.
that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm
I would also
definitely.
say if you're looking for a movie that
From the
gives you that
beginning,
Castlevania feel, I will definitely recommend Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
One of her
It's
other
a movie
favorites.
of the series. That is also one of my favorites. The animation stands to this day.
Okay.
Actually hitting right now.
That
Okay.
movie is you have to go to some sites. You got to do the Luffy way, as y'all niggas call it.
Funny as hell, dog. Funny for that.
freedom mindset.
It's dubbed and subbed. I would say the English is not bad at all. Like the dub is not bad.
So hold on, pause. Hey, question for the room: dubbed or sub?
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I can do either or.
It's always sub. I'll read the subtitle.
I feel that, but I think the community in itself, when you really want to look at it for real, the community itself has evolved so much.
It's
when you thinking like inclusive stuff, so you think about Black people being voice actors. You got people of color, indigenous people. Now American Asians doing voice acting. Shout out Johnny Young Bosch and Demon Slayer. Like there's so many good voice actors now. I think the quality of voice acting that we had in the late 90s, early 2000s with some of the classical animes, I think we're getting back to that time now where, perfect example, we're talking about new spring shit. Spy X Family's dub is amazing.
It's really good.
Yes, it is.
It's
really good. Jujutsu Kaisen's dub is amazing. When you think about Odd Taxi's dub, Odd Taxi dub is amazing.
Funny.
I don't mean to cut you off, Johnny, but one
good.
specifically that I was going to talk about, Rurouni Kenshin dubbed is the only way I tell people to watch it, because the sub is kind of garbage. I'm gonna be real with you. It doesn't give the same element. The voices don't really match the characters as much. The dub is definitely the way to go with that anime specifically. So yeah, that's why it's just like when I hear, I get it. A lot of people are like, yeah, like sub is the way to go, and that's totally fine. But there are definitely dubs out there where there's some anime where it's preferred that you do watch the dub over the sub. So
yeah, it's to that point what Ashley was saying. Like we're at this point now.
More there.
My bad, Law.
My bad. No, look, I was just saying like the conversion of language, you know what I'm saying, from Korean, Japanese, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You read something sub, it's completely different from the dub because they actually made it correct in the dub.
Although true what you just said, we're in a point now, I think in the entire industry where like the dub is actually a lot better and the translation is a lot more closer. And then on top of that, Spy X Family only been out for this is fourth episode this weekend. They already 3 episodes dubbed now. So the turnaround is different. So when you think about, to use Rurouni Kenshin as an example, it came out in Japanese first. It probably took them a year and a half, almost 2 years to do a dub, right? So, or Dragon Ball Z will be another good example. The sub for Dragon Ball anything is terrible to me compared to the dub. I just hate it. I also think that because in this new time period of the streaming services, shout out Crunchyroll and everything, like things get a quick turnaround.
Is now bought by Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Everything is under the same umbrella.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it was funny. My bad. I was watching my anime on Funimation, and the Crunchyroll joint tagged through, and I was just like, "Oh, so y'all just got T-Mobile?"
Head ass. He said they got T-Mobile, bro. That's wild as hell.
Damn.
That was some
Shout out
wild
to
shit.
all the Sprint users.
Funny as hell, boy.
Guilty as charged. I had to go to T-Mobile, bro.
And, nah, ain't shit wrong with it. Goddamn, long as your phone on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I wish somebody would goddamn try to pass judgment on me because I'm a Sprint user. Yeah, nah, it's still Sprint, but it got bought out by T-Mobile.
That's a
So
fact.
it's the same thing. I watch my anime on Funimation. Now it's Crunchyroll. You know
To answer your question, kid, I think I could say 3 for sure that I'm watching like every day. Tomodachi Game.
Yes. In my list.
Aoi Aoshi, which is the soccer anime. I'm a big
Okay, I just put that on my list.
Yeah, and then the third is a tie. Well, nah, fuck it. The third is Spy X Family. That's just every weekend.
I'm in limbo because like I want to start it, but like I'm not gonna say I'm a binge watcher, but like if
Spy X Family.
Yeah, if I get into the shit, bro, that's all I'm watching. And then if it don't have no second, third, I mean, it don't even gotta have no second, third. Like I just need to know when that shit coming back out. Like, and I was gonna ask y'all.
I say watch it week by week though, but I hear you. I understand.
I get you. Now I was gonna ask you some questions outside of the anime, just like.
But yeah, all right, cool. So hang on to that, Law. I also want to. I think this is just for shits and giggles because we were talking about Power Rangers earlier. But Love After World Domination, I actually picked up today, and I am absolutely floored by this series just because it's just like, dang, yo, this is a love story within Power Rangers, and I'm literally just like, God damn, I'm enjoying this. This is so head ass, but it's so wholesome at the same time.
Ashley, what you watching, yo? Because I actually haven't heard her say anything in a long time about what the hell she's watching. Like this is so y'all getting news from me like the same way I'm about to get it. So I need to hear this shit.
So I've always been like, listen, Spy X Family, it's my shit. It's my shit. I definitely will say that what's it called? Love is War. What's the
Kaguya-sama Love is War?
Yeah, their new season
4.
I don't know if I've been watching it, but I think it's either coming out. It's something I'm anticipating. But Spy X Family is one I've been watching. I was also watching Rise of the Shield Hero. Now, everybody keeps shitting on the whole turtle. I don't give a fuck. I love fucking Rising the Shield Hero. Y'all can suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna watch it every week. I don't care. I don't care. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. And then what's another one I'm watching?
Hey, shout out to Ashley. She a queen, y'all.
Yes,
She said what she said. No back talk.
You better got that.
No back talk.
No back talk. She said what she said.
Even though on the recent episode of the podcast, I kind of like was very disgusted. Rising the Shield Hero. I have to credit Ashley for making me watch the first season because I do think the first season, especially the first 6 episodes, was classic.
Listen, I'm not saying that the turtle part is great, right? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is people just like be shitting on it. And I'm like, well, hold on, wait a minute. Like better, the rest of it's coming. It's coming. Just get past the turtle. It's coming. That's it.
So regarding Shield Hero, I am going to say I kind of halfway agree with Ashley, halfway agree with Johnny in this case that, something about this season is like, okay, it's not as exciting, but it's not bad enough to where I completely drop it. It's not like Platinum in, excuse me.
Platinum in, nigga.
I couldn't even make it past after the first arc. I'm like, yeah, I'm done, y'all. I'm good. I tried, but
that was like maybe an episode and a half, and I was just like,
yeah, it's not it.
And that was me and Ashley shit. We fucked with Platinum Man tough.
Yeah, it was definitely our shit.
And I'm not saying it's bad, but like I'm talking about in this fact of me trying to understand.
It could have been good.
It could have been great. But
I say read it. I tell anybody just to read it, man.
Read it.
by the
versus
way.
I
watch.
think I'm gonna try and find the manga somewhere and read it because I'm like, yeah, I can't.
I'll send you the link, kid. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Oh, word
nah,
back.
Analytical. For real. Y'all should do a read versus watch series.
We've I think
Look, and this is just me networking with y'all on some shit. Like, y'all talk about anime heavy, read versus watch. Talk to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be something y'all could get down on.
I can give a snippet of. Go ahead.
We've definitely had a conversation about it on the podcast already about niggas I read and niggas I watch. I think the consensus was the fact of like, if you read, don't spoil the watch niggas, and if y'all watch, you know, you can't. That my thing is that
I wasn't saying
my issue with the fact that
in terms of people who read versus people who watch. No, like a series that is better read than watched. Watched than read.
Well,
you know
it depends.
That would be tough for y'all to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the pitch that I was trying to get you at.
And the thing about that though is that it depends, right? Like if you're just an anime, like for me, if someone was just watching My Hero Academia, they're not reading it. Mm-hmm. A lot of the just watchers are kind of like, you know. But us manga readers, we're like, this shit is fire. This shit is fast packed. This shit is fucking top tier. So yeah, I think each to their own. When it comes to that, because what can anime watchers say if they don't read it? Outside of what they watched?
I think it boils down to for another to have a what series is better read than watched and what series is better watched than read. You would have to find those people who both read and watch the series to be able to give a valid opinion on what's going to be better here or there. Because, you know, if like to give My Hero as an example, because I both read and watch My Hero, I can be able to tell the differences between the anime and the manga and why I would tell everybody, please read the manga. Because the anime is toned down so much and the animation from the last couple seasons was not it. So you just have to find those people who are willing to engage in that. I think it is a good idea, Law. It's just depends on the person and if they are going to have the patience to read and watch the series.
Yeah, so, I think it is a dope idea. Because that's, to Ashley's point, that's like part of the things that like we say all the time. Shout out Brandon and shout out Kyle, and also Tony. They always be like, yo, like this is quoting them. They say all the time, if you ain't read this shit, then you really can't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They be like, no, like, because it's a whole different perspective. Like when you read something, and I would give the example of me and Ashley read Demon Slayer, like straight out the gate. You know what I'm saying? After season 1, after the movie, we was like, yo, we gotta like read this shit. So me and her both read the shit beginning to end, seeing the differences. We know what the shit is coming up to the swordsman arc, and also the we about to get into the final arc soon. And that shit is great. Like the swordsman arc is my favorite arc, but I think some of the joy of like reading things ahead of time is actually watching it unfold on the screen. Word to my damn Pirate King back here. You know what I'm saying? Like reading One Piece is one thing, but watching chapter 1000 get animated on episode 1015 last week was legendary.
That's just so epic. I swear to God, bro.
Here we go with the straw hat conversation.
I'm gonna leave it alone. That's all I said.
Now I don't watch up until, was it 1024? I think that's where Funimation is at in terms of animation. But like I've read the latest chapters, so like to see Luffy go through seeing Ace kill, you know what I'm saying? And sorry for the spoilers if you're listening to this.
Nigga, that anime been out 25 years. You ain't spoiling nobody.
You feel me? So like to see Ace get killed, see how Marco from the Whitebeard period, Whitebeard Pirates is goddamn coming, and he like has been on this humanitarian shit with the healing flames. Like, yeah, like, and then Luffy still on his shit with his crew of 10 now. I didn't think he was growing outside of everybody who was with him. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he brought on Jinbei. You know what I'm saying? That shit.
Fucking Jinbei, bro. Get that nigga some respect, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
Jinbei.
you gotta look at his crew. He was already bad with Roanoke himself.
Now you got a warlord on your team. 2 of them actually.
Mhm.
You
Hey,
feel me? Shout
and
out to Raw.
Ashley, I'm gonna say it like this.
My
You know,
bad.
I was trying to avoid One Piece for the longest, but I've started reading. I'm currently in the I'm in Jaya on my way to Skypiea. So it took me a while to get through Alabasta. I mean, it took me a while,
Long
but I
fucking
finally
arc,
pushed
bro.
through this.
Here's my thing. Like One Piece is really good. Absolutely. It's all about the adventure. It's not about the destination. You know, I've watched, I haven't definitely not caught up with niggas watching One Piece and I don't read it. But no, it's definitely a great show. It's definitely a great anime. I think it's supposed to be ending in the next 5 years.
They say the next 5 years, supposedly.
Yeah, you said that last time too.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually love Chopper,
I would
though.
say it. I think it's coming up to needs to wind down. You know what I mean? Like because and the only reason I say that is I just don't want it to just end up in a situation where it's just continuing because. You know, like I really do want to see the end, like the end goal. Like I want to see them accomplish what they're looking for and do.
God,
what they
so
do.
they're building up to the One Piece. Not to cut you up, but they're building up to the One Piece. So again,
They should be. It's been like 15 years. What's it, 15, 20 years, 30 years? How long One Piece been out?
But regardless of that fact, hear me out. Like they building up to it. They have so many different generations who have started watching One Piece from the true beginning, reading it from the true beginning, and up to now. So like you're trying to appease so many different generations. You got to make sure that you do it right because you don't want a whole half of your buying power to goddamn write you off because they didn't feel like you did it correct.
Well,
And that's speaking on the old head factor. And then the new people just like, yo, whatever you putting out from what I've seen and goddamn gained knowledge on, that shit fire.
Nah,
it should be fire. It's been out for how many decades?
Well, you're
That's
right.
what
It's 2+ decades. So
you only
I guess
reinforcing
to
what
say,
I'm saying.
from the way that One Piece is going, we're just hoping that, I mean, from the story itself, it seems like it's going to be set up for a very good ending. You know, because as we know, with sometimes with shonen, that you're not going to get the best endings, and Leak will tell you all the time how he feels about certain endings, about certain our favorite shonen anime, especially when it comes to the big three. You could talk about the ending of Bleach, and Bleach is getting ready to come back with its final
Not too much.
arc.
Not too much.
But
Not too much. Calm down.
Love Bleach, bro.
Hey, look,
I
I love Bleach. I'm just saying that, you know, you could tell that the ending, unfortunately, was not what Kubo wanted because of the powers that be. But that's not to say that Bleach isn't good, because I still love Bleach.
Because y'all need to wait for this 1,000-year blood, bruh. All
yes,
right.
I'm ready for it too. And I'm just hoping that they're able to, you know, make it worthwhile. I will say that when it comes with Naruto, everybody would talk about how the final villain, who was supposed to be the final villain, if we talk about Madara, how he got hoed, and we ended up with Kage as the final villain, and that was just like, okay, yeah, this whole war
like
arc,
nigga, we fighting aliens?
yeah, like
Man,
yeah, what the fuck? And then if you
What are we,
read
Men in Black?
Naruto, it's but anyway, and just how certain shonen have ended, you know, it is a much talked about discussion, because if you look at Demon Slayer and how people have talked about the ending of that, I didn't necessarily have any major problems with the ending of Demon Slayer, because again, I know that the writer was rushed, but at the same time, it wasn't out of the realm of possibility for its ending. And it's like, okay, there's also a chance that the series could continue down the line. I didn't have a necessarily major problem with it, but you have those people who are going to complain, and again, you can't please everybody, but they're going to complain because of those shortcomings. So I think,
how do you feel about the people with Boruto versus Naruto?
Who's Naruto?
Who's Boruto?
We don't, let's not get into that discussion, bro. Because,
hey, I picked up on it. Yeah, that's why I asked the question.
Hey man, look, I read Boruto.
Hey,
I would
look,
say
y'all know my body, bro. I fuck with that answer though.
Hey, yeah, bro. And honestly, bro, I read Boruto, and Boruto is not that bad, but it's just like, yo, he really did not have to continue the story after Naruto ended. Like,
I'm getting the straight nostalgia.
I'm just trying to figure out, y'all niggas keep
the original
referencing some bar. I don't.
Leave me the
We
fuck
we
out.
know it does not exist.
Yeah.
Hey, look, NASA said, don't put me in none of this shit.
It does not exist.
Leave me out of
Yeah, look, you don't gotta max on me. I asked the question because I'm building.
NASA said, hey, nigga, I'm out. All right, no.
Leave me the hell out of it, okay?
She said, I'm gonna stick with my motherfucking shit over here, okay? Like, I'm bullshit.
Yeah.
That's real.
Naruto.
With that, I do know that we are getting some good anime that's getting ready to get animated. Of course, we're still waiting on Chainsaw Man. So
Yes.
hopefully that shit'll be good. I'm looking forward to
Hell's
that.
Paradise.
Yes,
Hell's fucking
Yo, where
Paradise.
can I find Hell's Paradise? Because it's like I want to read it, but I don't have the link. One of y'all have to send me one of them links. I'm just saying.
We'll see
Right.
you.
All right,
Hey,
all right.
nah, bless the people.
Bet it up. Yeah,
I'm about to say,
yeah,
bless the people. Nah, this is what we about. We trying to expand the culture. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no gatekeeper.
Gatekeepers.
Gatekeeper.
Look, I'm just happy. Like I've been in one of the best moods I've been in months. I'm happy.
That's good, bro. And
I can actually say I'm happy, and I know I
This
missed
is-
to check in, but like, yeah, straight up.
this has definitely been a crazy episode, but we got a little bit more time before we wrap up. But so while I still got Ashley and Johnny here, I just wanted to ask a couple questions. One, we obviously there's 12 of y'all. It's I know that I call you to the brainchilds, but how much or is there any conflict as far as how you want the direction to go, or is this all like, no, this is the direction we're taking it, and y'all can put input in it, but that's it? You like, do y'all have those conflicts of interest, or do y'all have those sometimes the buttings of heads when y'all are discussing ideas?
Absolutely.
All
We
the
butt
time.
heads like fucking siblings.
Ah,
I'm about to say,
Like,
y'all supposed to be able to rap in and lock in with your people and have disagreements, because you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I done talked on some topics where they were like, yo, like they just dismiss it, and it's not no negative shit. They just giving me their feedback. You know what I'm saying? It's all about mindset and being able to talk to your people.
no, that's real.
Yeah, that's real. I mean,
and
That's
Ashley
why I
hit
fuck with y'all
it. We
platform.
butt heads all the
And
time.
that's like Johnny and I butt heads all the time. We've had people leave the fucking AnimeLytical chat because they upset, like, wait, and they come back. Like, it's so crazy. It's some real shit. And the thing about it is that when it comes to like creative direction, I will say we are blessed in the fact of like they do kind of go the direction that either I want to go or Johnny sees us going. So there really is not too many butting heads in that situation. But I mean, we're also people. We don't all have the same politic. We don't all have the same like, styles, opinions, ideas. So I would say that, I guess sometimes I do my whole like teacher skills. You know what I'm saying? Being to be able to manage a classroom of like 20 kids, I use that shit for this too. So it's
That's a fact. That's a fact.
so definitely, I would say when it comes to conflicts, at least having a person that we have on the team to handle conflicts. Like if there is a contact, like for instance, like if there's a conflict, I'm typically the person that handles that conflict. I reach out to them, I see what's going on, I mend the situation. If it's with me, the conflict with me, then we have another person for like Tammy. Tammy would be the mediator between me and whoever that else is. So we have these setups within the podcast to handle disagreements and disputes and things like that. But all in all, shit, we're in for the long haul. So
Yeah, I mean, families fight, bro. That's really what it come down to. Like, I'm not saying we be fighting, anything like that, but we definitely butt heads. You know what I mean? Like, so just to give like a perfect example, and this is not like too much into like the brainchild of everything, because it's how it is. But the Twitter Spaces thing, it was a lot of like internal like not internal beef, but it was more like internal like disagreement, because some people, all right, cool, yeah, like let's go do the jump. And you got some people that's like, let's pace it. You know, some people's like, nah, but like Twitter Spaces is not as consistent with audio quality, things of that nature. So there's a lot of technicality things, but
yeah.
What the best thing that happened to us was this, like, we found like the balance. We always try to go find like the zen, whoever it comes from. It can be from any 12 of us. Like, a lot of times there's times like we're actually like, nah, like shut this shit down. Like this is not the time to talk about it right now. Or let's regroup and we'll come back and we'll discuss this again.
But that's all with like being able to moderate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody talking on some shit that or they get disrespectful, you can definitely kick them out the space, especially if you're a host. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to build bad reviews. It's just to look legit. Be like, yo, from the beginning, how we do with chaotic culture. We tell everybody straight up, we about the people, culture, we respectful. Yeah, we might, curse every now and again. We apologize about that, but it's an adult goddamn platform.
That's a fact. That's why we always put explicit on our episode.
Like if you rapping on Twitter Spaces and somebody get to talking on your space and you the host and you don't feel like that they respecting y'all guidelines, you kick them.
No, that's real.
And it's not I got to put emotion into it or I felt bad because they did make a good point earlier. But no, you just be like straight up. You know my guidelines. You either stick with them or you step.
And what's crazy, what you're talking about, we have a team for that too. They definitely govern, a lot of the chatter, the side chatters and things of that nature. But internally, like we like I said before in the beginning, before I started talking, like, we a big ass family. Family's gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
The goal is the goal,
Imagine.
Yeah, I feel that. And I think that speaks a lot to y'all and y'all's platform, that y'all are able to make it work with 12 people and that y'all are able to have the platform that you have. And as Law says, sometimes you got to follow the guidelines. Like it comes to chaotic culture, as he said, about the people, about the culture. And on top of that, Black women will always 100% be respected. Unless they do some goofball shit, then of course we ain't gonna call them out their name. We're gonna call it out like, hey, look.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I eat it up. I eat it for breakfast. I love when a nigga comes into our spaces and starts talking shit about women and then watching anime because they don't know that the founder is a Black woman. Mm-hmm. Like when I tell you how far my foot goes up their ass is crazy.
Hey, you probably be up to your fucking kneecap.
Yo, I really need, because it just I eat it up for breakfast.
That nigga her boot.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Said they breakfast smell like shoe polish.
You got one for both legs.
The whole outfit, honey.
Hey,
I love making a public spectacle of niggas.
On niggas' necks. Oh, absolutely. Shit. Light bulb.
This nigga lost.
No funny shit.
Yeah.
Nah, it's true though. Like
Ashley. Hey, she just made human boots and stepping on niggas' necks.
Stepping on niggas.
Literally.
But Ashley is right. Hey, like
battle rap is that shit.
People really think because they hear dominant voices, they think that, or they see us. There's some people that are more extroverted than others, but people don't know like the intricacies of like how life goes for us. Like Ashley is once again is a whole entire doctoral student. Like she graduates with her master's this month. And she's going into her doctoral studies. You know what I'm saying? Like when the doctoral shit is done or when she has free time, she's letting you niggas have it. Like I get the fuck out the way. And I'm just doing what the due diligence is of, being the voice of reason or trying to just host things well. One of my strongest strengths in my life has always been a host of many people or knowing a lot of shit or knowing a little about a lot or a lot about a little, that shit. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to like who really run this shit for real, like, no, it's a Black woman. Like, and sometimes niggas come into these spaces or just people in general, white people included, they'll come into these spaces thinking, it's just a bunch of dudes talking about anime. But what I love about 2022 for sure, and Ked, you can agree to this as well. Like we live in a time period where women are also the dominant content creator. That's
yes, sir.
Put a cap on your ass.
And they not, and like she said, they're not about them games. Like everybody, and I say this as well, everybody not watching shonen no more. People are into other things, slice of life or.
It's only because shonen didn't market themselves to goddamn grow.
I mean, shonen's still number one, like on the scale, but
and I'm aging myself on the pot. 96, baby.
You 96.
Damn, you
Boy,
96.
you're a child. You're the youngest one here.
We old, bro.
Like, what happened?
I thought you about to say something like 83. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say that shit too. I was like, damn.
You see how I fuck them up because
I was like,
nah, look. I tell them all the time that they are the youngest on this pod because I will be 31 next Tuesday. Yeah,
that's a 5-piece. I said it earlier.
Yeah. It's crazy. So but look, that
I was saying like so 96, you know what I'm saying? We actually have an understanding of both the old and the new, you know what I'm saying? And for some people, more of the new because of, you know what I'm saying, family shit. So with that being said, the content that the older generation knows to be Bible, quote unquote. If you're now, and I'll say 10 years older now, honestly, we'll get into it, but like not 10 years. A 2006 kid coming to you talking about Yu Yu Hakusho.
I commend them for doing that.
You get what I'm saying?
Because for a kid that's
for us, that was staple.
Is
2006. What you know about Yu Yu Hakusho? Your mama let you see people getting goddamn, yeah.
I mean, and that's like that's funny you said that because somebody came on the podcast before and it was like so we actually had this on record too. It was an older lady. She came on and she was so thankful for the fact that we were able to give her suggestions and how she's able to watch anime to help her son grow up or her grandson grow up. Mm-hmm. So some of the suggestions that we gave her, he also watches them, but she looks at life totally different because of the lessons that anime gives to not only her grandson, but to her. So like she came on our podcast and she was just like so thankful for that. And it's like, we really don't be thinking for real. Like, I think a lot of times we just don't really think that we can be that influential on somebody's like growth and like life. But it's funny in how chaotic that we are. Like, we do take it serious of like being the voice of like the voices or the voice of reason for sure. Because that's why we try our hardest to talk about stuff that's not as popular or like shit that's really, really cool. Like talking about Rurouni Kenshin is not a popular topic, but the fact of we can do that in a certain way is dope to have people think about it from a different perspective because that's what's needed, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's our gap in the void.
Just saying, like straight up, like in situations where you're battling with art versus religion, it's all about perspective.
Yep.
Because you could have somebody who's super spiritual and they have the art perspective. So they understand, not necessarily say they, you know what I'm saying, receive or believe.
You're right.
Yes, sir.
So
I realized we've been going for a minute.
Hey, I get you, bro.
You about to see the spiritual? Because you over there.
Them niggas high, Ashley. I've been seeing this a long time ago. Them niggas definitely smoking the weed for sure. And I ain't mad.
I'm saying, like, I can tell them, I'm like, yo,
ain't nobody
come over there.
You don't come for me.
Ain't nobody come for you. Ain't nobody come for you.
But see, here the secret though, right?
Nah, but look,
here's the secret though. We connoisseurs over here in AnimeLytical. We smoke, so we good.
Connoisseurs. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, chill out.
Yeah.
I ain't out there. Like, look, come on. Matter of fact, how far are you from Virginia? How far are you, madam, from Virginia?
Let's see. So,
did you say madam? Is that me?
Yeah,
I'm born and raised in Virginia. I live in Athens now for school, but I was in Virginia for 20 years. That's where I was born and raised.
Sheesh. Yeah, we need to.
How far are you? How far? Like,
She far. She
How,
far.
Athens,
Like
Georgia.
9 hours. Like 9 hours.
Ooh. And Jay, you in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, so like the Metro Atlanta area. Shout out Omaretta with the fucking that's not Atlanta bullshit. I'm in Gwinnett County. You know what I'm saying? Like the home of all the motherfuckers we at. Shout out to the Metro.
hey,
Nah, that's real. So you about 8 or
hold
9,
on,
depending
bro.
on how fast you drive. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Still 8 and 9. You know, I'm about so away from Ash. I'm about like a good like hour, if that. But yeah, about 8 or 9 hours to get to Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, shoot, man. We
Look.
definitely need to find time for to
Bro,
come down to
Trey.
Georgia real quick.
And it's more than enough room, bro. Anime Week in Atlanta ain't that far away.
Yeah.
Are
Say
y'all going to
less.
DreamCon?
I am.
In terms of drinking.
Well, we gonna see you, kid. So
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be at DreamCon. I will be in
DreamCon?
Dallas for the whole week because I was like, you know what, if I'm going there for 3 or 4 days, I might as well just go for the entire week. So I'll
That's
be
a
there
fact.
Monday morning and coming back to Virginia the next Monday night. So
yep.
I ain't got money like that, so I'm going the day before DreamCon. To get
Hey, look,
for
and that's fair.
Oh,
I
she already
I
gonna be
saved
rooted.
up enough money to get to that point where I could be like, all right, I could take off a whole week and I'll be all right. So
I
nice.
feel that.
Nice.
Yeah, I fly in Wednesday and then I'm leaving Monday night.
It'd be funny. So like when I take a vacation, and I swear to God, I'm crazy. Never mind. Look, I take a goddamn vacation. It's on the day that I get paid. You know what I'm saying? Because my bill's already paid. So like I'm taking vacation on some shit where I know I can have fun.
hey, I feel that a lot. But next year, man, if DreamCon goes right, we gonna get you out there, bro. We already going to Otakon, so
Bro, I still pull up.
Anime NYC.
oh yeah, that too. See,
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
missed
different
the
cons
drop
this
for
year,
that.
man.
Anime NYC, MomoCon, AWA.
Like 2 days.
Wait, Ash, you going to Anime NYC? The hell?
Yeah, I'm applying for press passes.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Wait, when is Anime NYC this year?
Yep. See,
November?
November?
To the airport.
I don't know, sometime in the fall.
Yeah.
Hey, Les,
Yeah.
let me look at my schedule and see what I got going on around that time. But
That's why.
Hey, this conversation has been really, really fun and exciting. I'm glad that my niggas got a chance to pull up. Before we actually sign off, I always ask if there are any Black businesses or Black content creators that anybody wants to promote. We have the list here, but of course, if anybody has anything that will not be mentioned on this list, obviously, please be sure that you talk about it and tell us who we should be supporting out here.
Ashley, you can go first.
I mean, on the social media side and the podcast side, I'm always shouting out Patricia. Patty! Yes, fucking Patricia from Black Ramen Podcast. That's my girl. She coming to DreamCon. Always shout her out. Please support her. She's great. She's amazing. She's another Black woman podcaster. Definitely anime. Also shout out to fucking Preston.
Yeah.
Mr. Music Major, he's all over social media. He's fucking TikTok famous. His Instagram has over a shit ton of followers. Who else would I say, man?
I think you might have hit him because I was gonna say Patty. I definitely was gonna say Preston. I will also say they're actually a newcomer on the group or in the community per se. Big shout out to Gammy and the Anbu.
Gammy.
And the Anbu podcast, Anabu podcast. However, he needs to tell me or us how the fuck to say that shit. But ANIBU is the name of it. We are Anbu podcast.
Oh shit, Johnny.
What?
Shout out to motherfucking Vonnie.
Oh yeah.
I hate Vonnie. Download his shit. Find him on SoundCloud. Vonnie, that nigga, he out here rapping, doing those man.
I'm gonna just say this. That's facts, and I'm gonna just say this. Fuck it. So for everybody who needs to know who the Analytical team really is, I'm gonna give y'all the rundown of how shit goes. Obviously, the founder is Ashley Williams. You heard her voice today. That's what that is. Creative director is me. J. Lee Trey, Johnny Franklin III, Straw Hat Central, that nigga.
Yeah.
Third would be our administrative assistant that handles a lot of the bigger shit and works hand in hand with Ashley a lot. Shout out to Tammy. Shout out to the creative folks in ATL. That's her business. She also runs the BTS Atlanta social club as well. So shout out to all of that. We also have Pretty Man, aka Brandon, aka Pretty Man, but that's really like his last name for real. He's also from Baltimore. He's a rapper. He's also a very, very good financial guru. So anything financially that you need help with, hit him. He's the one. We also have Kyle. Kyle is another Virginia native, but also as well, he is going back to school for his master's. But he's very analytical thinking. His favorite manga or anime series will be Berserk. So that should tell you a lot. From there, we have Vani, IHateVani.com. Obviously, another rapper, another music guy, another creative. We also have our Discord at AnimeLytical. Shout out to Clay. Clay is the Discord mind master for that. We also have Preston, who Ashley already mentioned. Preston is the TikTok guru. Anything social media trends or anything from the ambassador side when it comes out to Hot Topic, Box Lunch, Crunchyroll, that's the point of contact for that. We also have Jungnan. Jungnan is our resident Korean resident that we have. So anything on the manhwa side, things of that nature, or anything from the K-pop news or stuff like that, she got it. We also have Crystal. Crystal is the reader of the group, legit reader of the group. She reads every fucking thing before she watches it. Any like manhwa or manga suggestions, she has them all. The male counterpart to that would be Tony, aka Tony Babatunde, our Nigerian prince himself. He is the youngest out the group, but he's very, very knowledgeable in the head, but he also reads every fucking thing as well. And then we also have Kai, who also some people see him on Clubhouse as Anyman. Kai is the music guy. So any anime opening, any ending, anything that you need to know, like some in-depth behind the scenes shit, or like something that you probably didn't know, he got the information. And then definitely last but not least, big shout out to Let's Geek Out. Subscribe to Let's Geek Out on YouTube, but that is Kadeem for us. Kadeem is the video game resident of AnimeLytical. So anything on the video game news portion, if you listen to any of our episodes, he is the one that takes care of that. So that is everybody in your whole entire list. So hopefully on this platform, on Chaotic Culture Podcast, this won't be the last time you hear us, but at least you now know the introductory point of who all 12 of these motherfuckers are and who the fuck does what. So there you go.
Love the playback, bro.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully
I'm gonna get with y'all,
maybe,
bro, especially on that video game portion, bro, because I'm nice on the P4, Call of Duty.
We got some gamers, bro. Hey, we got some gamers in the crew, bro. We are.
Hey, look, I'm trying to pick
P5
up
over here.
yeah, I was gonna say
Hey,
P5.
nah, I'm coming to that shit. You know what I'm saying? The chip shortage. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always in tune with my drops, bro. I'm Sony for life.
That's real. Speaking of, hopefully next time we can perhaps maybe get all 12 of y'all motherfuckers on here. That I know it sounds crazy, but I'm willing to try that out and see how that turns into. I know shit's gonna probably be some crazy ass shit, but I'm damn sure ready for it, and I'm damn sure excited for it. But with that,
I'm trying to figure out how that would go down.
I'm saying, like, I think the most we had on here was 5 people. So to have 12 plus the 3 that we have already, 15 people on a podcast episode. So this.
Listen, if we can do it, it can be done.
I know it. So I'm when we get there, we gonna get there. But before I actually do the rundown of the list, because that means that we are officially wrapping up, how can people listen to AnimeLytical?
Actually, be the greatest promoter in history, because it's not gonna be me today.
No, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, any DSP. Is that what y'all say? Is that what you say, Johnny? Any DSP? See, clearly I'm not the person to record or edit, so I'm just like, it's where you listen to music. It's where you listen to your podcast. You know, you can find us, AnimeLytical, where shit gets critical.
Isn't that A&R?
Huh?
What was the question?
Isn't that A&R?
Oh, like artists and relations? It's kind of, yeah. That's
no, like and like the rap shit, like that's like, oh, you my A&R if I were to be an artist.
Yeah, I usually do it, but I definitely wanted her to do it because this is like this is more so like just because people think like this is the misconception. It's something that she has to fight all the time. People think it's my shit. It's our shit, right? It's a conglomerate of people, but she's the one that makes the glue, and she keeps us together. Like if it wasn't for Ashley even thinking about the idea of even starting a podcast or even just having a group come out of people that we just was cool with, and then we met in real life last summer in ATL, the AnimeLytical ATL trip, which is actually our first legit episode of the podcast. It's actually on Spotify. You can listen to that exclusively, where we came from literally joking ass people just meeting each other for the first time. We had our first fight for the first time during that time. Like, so we've really been in the trenches for real when I say that.
And that's real.
You know what I mean?
Not to cut you up, but like that's where I'm trying to get with like my circle. Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? We're not always gonna resonate on the same type of time. And like for the podcast too, like bro, schedules be hard, bro. Trying to goddamn, you know what I'm saying, real out, pull the energy just to, you know what I'm saying, check in with your people. That's real. And that's why we always do our check-in. We talk, you know what I'm saying? We catch up because like this is therapy. This is what it means to actually be back on the time that you have, you know what I'm saying? So like for y'all to be able to do it with 12 people, I know for a fact that if Chaotic Culture builds beyond this, oh man, we on to the moon.
Yes, sir.
And then definitely like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Anchor. You can find us on there. If you need the RSS direct link, we got that shit too. Sooner than later, you'll see us on TikTok, wherever you'll see all of our faces all the time. And of course, you know, Tuesday or May 3rd, let me not say Tuesday because by the time I listen to this, we've already done it. Mm-hmm. But the next time we're going to be on Spaces will be, I think that's May. Give me 1 second. That'll be May 17th. So if by the time you listen to this podcast, if you want to pull up on us, go to @AnimeLytical CH on Twitter. So it's ANIME Lytical CH. Hit the reminder button because we're gonna have all that shit scheduled out by then. And just pull up, man. You can be on the podcast, come talk some shit. If you got a hot take, we got an hour full of that.
Is that not Tuesday?
Yeah. It's still on Tuesdays. Yeah. So we'll be on Twitter Spaces again on that time because we be splitting between both. That's actually news for everybody. That's new shit. So
my bad.
Going back and forth.
Hey, well, we definitely appreciate the insider here. So now we know that by the time that you guys hear this, obviously they would have had their first episode on Twitter Spaces, but then we know that the next week they'll be back on Clubhouse and then they'll go right back to Twitter Spaces after that. So I'm definitely going to pull up on both episodes, and especially because that Tuesday episode, that's going to be my birthday. So I'm damn sure going to pull up and I'll be
nigga on stage, Ashley. Yes.
I will,
and Ashley will be co-hosting this time. So that's an event in itself. She don't really do that for real. She be moderating, but she's actually gonna be co-hosting this Tuesday. So yeah, slide through, kid. Y'all get a chance to hear some shit for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready for that shit. In any case, you guys, I damn sure appreciate y'all coming through. This was definitely fun. We definitely got to run this back. I believe that we will do this again when season 4 rolls around, which I usually take a little bit of a summer break, and then we'll pop back hopefully around August. We still got some things that we got to take care of. We still got some episodes to do. So for the audience listening, obviously we still got to cover the Lil Wayne mixtapes. That's probably going to be our season finale, where we finally do our tier list for Lil Wayne.
Call me for that, bro.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna hit you up for that one, Johnny.
Wayne, my favorite rapper when I was a kid. So
yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got to do the Wayne mixtapes. We still have to do a music versus where we actually pick artist versus an artist. We'll get more into that as we go along.
Catch that episode. This bro was talking crazy off this. I was just like, come on, dog.
He talking about leak.
I do have to put this out here. I feel like we need to do an R&B
another R&B one.
Another R&B one.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that too. I'm definitely
suggestions.
Oh, I forgot to say, if you guys, I know because you guys do a lot more other avenues and stuff like that. I don't know if I ever said what I do, but if you're ever wanting to like have a podcast around like education or Black education or K-12 and things like that, or anything around in that atmosphere, that's definitely like my wheelhouse, because that's what I do. So yeah, you can definitely hit me up for that. So just wanted to
absolutely. We talk about HBCUs all the time here. And just education in general. So we definitely need to have that discussion, especially for Black children. We really, really need to have it. So I would definitely have you back on here as well, Ashley. So we definitely need to get into that. So for everybody that's listening, I do want to make this announcement. If it is okay with NASA, if I make this announcement, you probably already heard it between us talking and chit-chatting and whatnot, but NASA is going back to Colorado. She will be going back to Denver. That does not mean that she is leaving the Chaotic Culture podcast. That obviously just means that we're going to have to do some more virtual shit. So
y'all be okay. Y'all be all right.
We good. We good. We here. And at the same time, we're going to have to, make sure that we coordinate times, because you're going to be 2 hours behind us. So it's a matter of making sure that we align everything. So I just wanted our audience to know, of course, as far as in-house, I don't know when exactly she's leaving, but we may be able to do one more in-house episode before she heads out, or two, depending on, again, time frame. But still, I just wanted to be sure that the audience knows that she will be going back home, and then we will be able to drop more virtual episodes as time progresses. With that being said, I also want to make this announcement here, is that we are looking to expand. I'm looking to add 2 more people to this podcast. I want to be sure that we have another Black woman and another Black male. I want to be sure that we can, balance it out and have at least 5 people. So I am looking for 2 other co-hosts here. If you are interested and you are listening to this, please hit me up at chaoticculture1@gmail.com. Email inquiries only about this. I'm definitely serious about adding, more people to this. That way we can go ahead and expand and continue our weekly discussions. This and I knew I had to make this decision with NASA actually physically leaving, so it was like, we need to expand, and I need to get another voice in here, and I also need to get another Black woman's voice in here as well, because we are always challenging each other, and we always want to be sure that we can grow as a culture and get more perspectives on Black culture and how we can navigate this crazy time that we're living in, because clearly this shit gets wilder and wilder each year, and we want to be sure that we are growing efficiently and effectively in all the bullshit that goes on around us. So with that, let me go ahead and do the rundown.
Oh, I was gonna say I got a Black business.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Law.
All right, so these guys, they run a CBD 10 out Phoebus. They're called Premium, PREHEMIUM. They are some good guys. I got a chance to rap with them from sports to a little bit of everything. They just trying to help the community and get on kilter where life's going. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the state of Virginia. So yeah.
Cool. All right. NASA, do you have any Black business that we need to be aware of?
Not at the moment.
Gotcha.
Please stay tuned because later this year there will be music. I keep saying like I got music because I got music coming. Because I got music coming. So please stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Also,
Cool.
I got some other ventures that I'm going to be delving in once I get home. So just stay tuned because it's going to be a whole nother other elevation of NASA.
Looking forward to it. Y'all be sure that y'all tap in to Nas's music. And I hate to laugh at that because we just had anime after dark. Anytime I tap in, I think about, God damn it, them niggas got me. Excuse my language. Sorry, Mom. But still, I just think about that whole anime after dark conversation. This is like, damn, son, the multi-level marketing shit.
The word tap in, bro, has been hitched.
Yes, it has. So, all right, y'all. Let me go ahead and do the rundown for our podcast shout outs. Of course, shout out to Mike Check, Waifu, Worst Generation Podcast, and Blend Anime Podcast. I am a Patreon subscriber to all three, and I believe J. Lee Trey is a Patreon subscriber to at least Mike Check, Waifu. Are you subscribed to the other two as well, or?
Yes, I am, but they don't ever say shit. Fuck them niggas. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah.
All right, where. As far as our other anime podcasts, please be sure that you check out Moody Senpai's Alt Art Podcast, Rob, the father of Vash, with Dad Needs to Talk, and of course, AnimeLytical, where shit gets critical. Y'all already know what time it is. For our other podcasts, please be sure that you check out the Truth and Transparency Podcast. Shout out to Brother X and the Culture Scientist. Inside the Mind of a Blurred, all 10 of y'all. The session with Jay and Trey. And, of course, Brutal Honesty with Kay Renee, a.k.a. Sedona Rose. Please be sure that you check out her novellas on Amazon Kindle. For our Black content creators, please be sure that you check out the YouTube pages of Black Anime, HBCU Anime, and the Sundari. All three work in tandem with each other. Please be also sure that you check out the Geechee Gamer, who is a Twitch streamer. Shout out to my girl Kiana. Please also be sure that you check out Akatsuki Kells, Icarus Metro Comics, my boy Calvin, and of course Studio Maho with my boy Pat and Allende. For our Black business shout outs, shout out to our boy Dre with Ari Page. Shout out to our girl Christina with KSS Brand. Our girl Naima with Cream Cosmetics. Miss Tremaine with Mind Over Money. For those of you who are trying to figure out a budget and are trying to figure out some good savings and trying to build wealth, and you are a Black woman, please be sure that you hit up Tremaine. Shout out to Concept Moon, Strange Keith. She designs too. My girl Erin. Black Magic, Lit Wands, aka my girls Lauren and T, and H4 Creative, our girls Zenobia. Well, guys, that's a wrap. Once again, we appreciate AnimeLytical, the brainchilds of AnimeLytical, for coming through. Thank you very much, Ashley, for being on this platform. Thank you, Johnny, for once again coming through and showing love. We definitely appreciate y'all, and we will have y'all again. Whether it's for a different episode about a different topics, or if it's just the same thing and we get all 12 of y'all in this bitch. We definitely appreciate y'all.
Bro, saying all 12 is so crazy. But we do appreciate the fact to be able to come on here too, though, man. Like,
bro, y'all hit my social media, bro. Like, you guys hit me on Twitter.
I already follow you, bro.
Yeah. No, we can like realize talk about a lot of shit, bro. Like I'm a big thinker. I like to goddamn put shit paper, put shit on wax and move on it, man. I got a lot of adventures that I'm trying to start up. So
hey,
yeah. To all 12 of y'all, including you, Miss Ashley. Yeah.
Your face so funny. That was funny. For those who can't see that shit was funny.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to build on something, so like we can really make it a point to build on an adventure, man.
I'm with it. Anybody here have any other last comments, words, thoughts, words of wisdom? Okay.
This all we got. This is from me and Ashley. Just do the shit, yo. Fuck is you waiting for? Fuck is you waiting for? Like, go do it. Like, if you're trying to start a podcast, you're trying to be a content creator, just go do it. Just do. The word of the year in 2022 is just do. Do that. No more time to be wasted. Do that. That's it.
I think the one thing that I actually saw today, and it's interesting that we're talking about like anime and stuff. And what was it? The quote was, who you are right now is who you needed as a child. And I think that is just very relevant to like us being into anime and having fucking podcasts with people that look like us talking about anime. Like I needed this shit when I was a kid. Like I'm the person like that I needed as a child. So I just thought that was like really powerful, especially with like all the Black people in the space. So
yeah, that's fucking dope.
That's
That is a dope comment and a dope quote. Shit. I might have to use that for later.
I do gotta put my little 2 cents in. I do always encourage, like every time, you know, on our show, I always encourage therapy or just like mental health, getting yourself working on self, because I feel like that is so important. Like finding out what your traumas are, finding out what your triggers are, finding out who you are as a person, because we're always evolving and we're always growing. So I please encourage you guys to, seek, self-help, whatever it is, whether it's prayer, meditation, therapy, seeking counseling, like whatever it is, find that. And I'm just pushing out good vibes on you guys already know. So
yes. And then last thing, Johnny and Ashley, what are your social media handles?
Johnny, say yours first, because I don't keep up with social media.
Girl.
This is why I'm not the creative director. This is why I need one.
Okay, fine.
This is the reason why I don't know my shit.
Okay. So mine is at Trey on everything. JAYLEETREY. That's TikTok. That's Instagram. That is Twitter. That is everywhere, actually. So there you go.
All right, sounds good. And of course, you all can follow the podcast page on Twitter at, as he said, AnimeLytical CH. So, yeah, let's go ahead and sign off.
Oh yeah, let Ashley get hers off.
What's up?
Mine. I had to look it up.
I
was not joking. I couldn't remember. So on Instagram, it's Asholay Lynette. So like ASHOLAYLYNETTE. And then on Twitter, my Twitter handle is Ashley Lynn Senpai. So like LYNSENPAI. So yeah.
Yes, we're gonna work on the fact of getting her in unison, because she's a very prominent figure. We need her and all branding the same. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. So if there be nothing else, all right. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod, and follow us on Twitter at chaotic_culture. Please be sure that you subscribe to us, whether it be through Anchor or through patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. No matter what level you subscribe at, we definitely appreciate your love and support here. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on all social media. You can follow Miss Nasa on all social media at _callmenasa, and you can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96, and on Twitter at Law96_. This has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture. Chaos rules. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Deuces.
And that's word to my line, nigga. Shout out to the Deuce Club.
I'm keeping that.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need a reason. Everybody needs some. And we don't don't need a reason, cause we living in a chaotic culture. We living in a chaotic culture. We living in a